Not gonna lie, the Pokemon leaks about Pokemon lore is insane. Okay, well, we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. I'm a bird, I'm a bird! Theme: relationship between humans and Pokemon slash human-like ways of thinking. Long ago, when the boundary between Pokemon and humans was unclear, there was a village somewhere. One day, a girl from that village went into the mountains to gather firewood. She found well-dried, dead wood deep in the forest, so she kept going further. Before she realized it, the sun was setting and she had lost her way. Around her, there were droppings from Typhlosion, which made the girl anxious. Just then, a man appeared from the other side of the forest. His face didn't resemble anyone in the village, but he was very handsome. The man said, "Are you lost, baby girl?" I'm joking. "You must be lost, right? I know the way down the mountain, but with your pace, it would be midnight before we get there. I'll take you back tomorrow morning. So why don't you rest at my place tonight?" Okay, this sounds like the beginning of some, cue the Pornhub music.
God, what the hell is this?
The girl had no choice but to agree to this man's suggestion. The man took her hand and began to walk. As evening fell, they arrived at a large cave. "This is my home. You must be hungry, right? Wait here." Saying that, the man went outside the cave. After he left, red lights shone from far away in the mountains, and there was the sound of trees swaying. Before long, the man returned carrying many red berries. He said, "Eat this, then let's sleep for the night. Even if you wake up before I do not look at my face." What the fuck is this? The next morning, when the girl woke up, the man was still asleep. She honored their promise and stayed lying down, waiting. Before long, she fell back asleep. She awakened by the man's voice. When she looked outside, the sun was already setting. "Today, we'll eat green berries. Wait here."
What the hell's going on? I thought he's just... What?
With that, he went out the cave. After he left, the same red light shone from far away, and the sound of trees swaying echoed once more. By the time the sun had set completely, the man returned, carrying many green berries. Okay, weren't they supposed to fuck off like the next morning? He said, "Eat this, then let's sleep for the night. Even if you wake up before I do, don't look at my face." The girl expressed her concern that her family would be worried about that she went to go home soon. Okay. The man yawned widely and tapped her on the head. Wait, what? Wait, he yawned? And he tapped her on the head. Okay. At that moment, she completely forgot about her family and home. Wait, what?
What?
The two of them ate the green berries together and then fell asleep. The same routine continued with them walking up when the sun had set, the man going out to gather berries, and the two of them eating and sleeping together. Eventually, the girl realized that the man was a Typhlosion. Also, how did she not get like the most wicked shit from eating green berries? As winter approached, the Typhlosion dug deeper into the cave and said to the girl, "Go and gather wood for the firewood. Break off the branches from the higher parts of tall trees." The girl tried to do as the Typhlosion instructed, but the tall trees scared her, so she could only climb to the shorter ones. When she brought back some branches, the Typhlosion said, "That won't do. If it's not from the higher branches, humans will find us." Okay. When the snow began to fall, the two of them lived in the depths of the cave, mostly sleeping. There was plenty of food. Occasionally, they would wake up, eat, and go back to sleep. Are these motherfucking bears? One day, when she awoke, the girl was holding a child. I can't. After several days and nights passed, the Typhlosion said, "Your father is looking for you. But you are my wife, so I cannot return you. I will have to fight it." Ma'am? The girl pleaded, "Please don't do that. Don't kill my father. How can I live with you if you kill my family? You are a good person, so please stay here with me and sleep." Alright, let's stay here and sleep. What the fuck? Okay, the man nodded. The next night, the Typhlosion woke the girl and said, "Your father is close by. Go and see." Bro, okay. When the girl went outside, a snowstorm was raging. She dimmed a low tree and broke off a branch. When she returned to the cave, the Typhlosion was singing a song she had never heard before. "You broke off a branch, didn't you? Soon your father will come here. I'm going to do something bad to your father. If I am killed, take my eyes, my voice, and my heart." Bro, come on. "Build a fire at the spot where I was killed and burn them. And while they burn, sing the song until the fire goes out." The girl said, "Please don't do it. Don't kill my father. If anyone is to be killed, let it be you." Bro? Okay. Goodbye. We will never meet again.
What the hell?
Okay. With those words, the Typhlosion went outside. After a while, there was a loud noise, and when the girl looked outside, she saw her father had killed the Typhlosion. She rushed out and said to her father, "Father, you have killed my husband. I have been living with him all this time. He was my husband. Please give me my husband, the Typhlosion's eyes, voice, and heart." The girl built a fire at the place where the Typhlosion had been killed and put his eyes, voice, and heart into the flames. She sang the song the Typhlosion had taught her until the fire burned out.
Okay.
The girl's father built a small hut on the edge of the village for the girl and her child to live in. Eventually, spring arrived. The young men of the village often teased and tormented the girl and her child. It became worse over time, and one day they tried to drape Typhlosion pelt over them. The girl returned home and pleaded with her parents. "Please tell the village to stop teasing me. If they put that pelt on us, we will surely become Typhlosians. We are already half Typhlosians as it is." Bro, what? Okay.
Okay.
Despite the parents' pleas, the villagers did not listen. In fact, they found it even more amusing and eventually draped the Typhlosion pelt over the girl and her child. At that moment, they howled loudly and vanished into the depths of the forest. The two were never seen again, and so people came to understand Typhlosians are half human beings. Theme: Original Sin, based on the current Pokemon world. Oh boy, how could this possibly go wrong? In the distant past, when the boundary between Pokemon and humans was still blurred, there was a woman and her companions. Every day they were bored, so they would often catch Slakoth living in the nearby forest. They played cruel games with the captured Slakoth, sometimes killing them for fun, gouging out their eyes, or cutting off their ears.
Bro, what?
"Excuse you, ma'am?" One day, the woman was walking alone in the forest and saw a Slakoth hanging from a tree. She climbed the tree to catch it, but slipped and injured herself. At that moment, a Vigorette appeared. This Vigorette had a torn ear. The woman, startled, tried to flee, but her injured leg hurt too much, and she couldn't move. The Vigorette with the torn ear suddenly attacked her when it saw her. The woman lost consciousness. When she awoke, she was in an unfamiliar place. Before lay a clear lake surrounded by trees, from which many Slakoth and Vigorth were hanging. All the Pokemon bore wounds somewhere on their bodies, marks left by the woman on her companions. Upon closer inspection, she noticed that some of the Slakoth hanging on the trees were corpses. They were the very Slakoth that the woman and her friends had killed and discarded.
Jesus.
Okay, am I reading a creepypasta? The Slakoth were throwing those corpses into the lake. Terrified, the woman tried to run away. But a Slaking appeared. This Slaking also had a torn ear. The woman realized that this was the same Vigorth she had seen earlier, and fear overwhelmed her, causing her to faint once more. When the woman regained consciousness, she found herself at the entrance of the forest, near her home, surrounded by her friends. They carried her back to the house. Sometime later, the woman gave birth to a child. Again?
What's with this, man? What is this folklore shit going on?
Are they like walking around boinking every single Pokemon?
I guess so.
I fear you, so I must hurt you, but also breed me. Like, bro, what?
What is this? Ew, brother. Ew.
Hi, Cypher. How are you doing?
How you doing, Cypher?
Oh, boy. But it wasn't a human child. It was a Slakoth. She intended to abandon it, but couldn't bring herself to do so. She stopped meeting with her friends and decided to raise the Slakoth. One day, her friends, concerned about her, visited the area near her home. They found the Slakoth sleeping there, the child of the woman. As they always did, they caught the Slakoth, stabbed it in the chest, and killed it. They took its corpse and headed to the woman's house. When she saw the slain Slakoth, the woman was overwhelmed with sorrow. She grabbed the Slakoth's body and ran deep into the forest. Her friends, shocked, chased after her. As they ventured deeper into the forest, the surroundings suddenly opened up, and they found the same clear lake from before. Around the lake were many Slakoth and Vigorth. The woman stood before the lake, and holding the lifeless body of the Slakoth, she threw herself into the water. Afterwards, the woman's friends began to treat Slakoth as companions, just as she had in her final moment.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Nani the fuck?
Okay, and we have the last one.
God help me.
Theme: the collapse of the culture and relationships. There was a time when the boundary between Pokemon and humans was blurred. In a coastal village, there was a man. First man, let's go! Whoop, whoop, whoop!
Oh boy.
One day, as he was walking along the shore, he found a female, Octillery, washed up on the beach. The man had relations with the Octillery.
Brother, what?
Okay, I'm good. The man had relations with the Octillery and then threw it back into the sea. The next day, he went to the same spot and found the same Octillery again. He once more had relations.
Bro, what the hell, man?
He once more had relations with it and threw it back in the sea as before. One night, after several days had passed, the man had a dream. In the dream, the Octillery spoke to him. I cannot come to you, but I will deliver our child to you. It is our child, yours and mine. The next morning, the man went to the place where he had met the Octillery. There he found a boy. The man took the boy home and raised him. Time passed. The boy grew into a young man, and the father passed away. The young man was always lonely.
Okay.
One day, as the young man was walking along the shore, he saw a group of people playing in the distance. They all held very large swords in their hands as they danced. The young man approached the people, and as he got closer, he saw that Sharpedo were playing along the beach. When he tried to get even closer, the Sharpedo suddenly leaped into the sea all at once. However, one of the Sharpedo lingered, looking around 3 times before swimming away. At the spot where the Sharpedo had been playing, there was a large sword lying on the ground, and it was a shape he had never seen before, and it was very sharp and pointed. The young man took the sword home. Young man, what are you doing with that sword?
Why do you got a sword, brother?
The next day, the young man took the sword and went into the forest. While walking through the forest, he encountered an Ursa ring. I'm afraid. I really love Ursa rings. I'm very afraid. He tried slashing at the Ursa ring's mouth with the sword. And the mouth was easily severed. Brother. Next, he stabbed at the Ursa ring's eyes, and they were easily pierced.
What the hell?
Finally, the young man thrust the sword into the Ursa ring's chest, and the Ursa ring died effortlessly. The young man killed 30 Ursa rings.
Holy crap, he just went on a slaughter spree.
You know, XP gain, it be what it be. After that, he always carried the sword with him, playing by injuring the Pokemon he encountered or cutting off parts of their bodies. One autumn, while the young man was searching for firewood, he lost his way. After walking for a while, he stumbled upon an Ursa ring's den. Inside, there was an elderly Ursa ring lying down. The elderly Ursa ring looked at the young man and said, "Come inside." The young man hesitated, but as it was getting dark outside, he entered the den. Before long, people began to enter the den one after another, filling the room completely. Looking closer, he saw that all the people had scarred faces, and some were missing their eyes. They were chatting amongst themselves, but the young man ignored them and fell asleep. When he awoke once more, there were many people around talking about something. Again, the young man ignored them and went back to sleep. When spring arrived, the elderly Ursa ring spoke. "You want to go home? Then I shall send you home. When you return, a wild lord will soon be found near the village. Go there, we will send a man. You must leave the sword behind and bring a witness. Why did you do such things, cutting faces and slicing off noses?" The elderly Ursa ring escorted the young man back to the village. Upon his return, the young man recounted everything that had happened to the villagers. The following morning, the young man took some villagers with him and headed to the shore. As they walked along the coast, they found a large well-lord. Nearby, on the beach, was a Teddy Ursa.
Okay.
When it noticed the young man, the Teddy Ursa hid in the forest, and a large Ursa ring came out in its place. As the Ursa ring charged at him, the young man tried to draw the sword he had hidden, but it got stuck, and he couldn't pull it out. So he rushed at the Ursa ring with his bare hands. The young man and the Ursa ring grappled, punching each other's faces. They strangled each other with all their strength, and so they choked each other to death, collapsing on top of one another.
Okay.
The villagers went back and told others what they had seen.
What the hell did I just listen to? This is like a fever dream. What? What the hell is this?